Alright, hello guys and welcome to another TF only video. I'm playing currently on my EU West account and this is around D1 to low master MMR. The reason I wanted to make this video was to show, just like in the Yasuo video I made a VOD review earlier, that it is possible to carry teams that are losing really heavily. And I want to show some things I did in this game and highlight some other things. So, so it began with us seeing that they invaded. So my bot lane invaded, and then we catch Elise. So we know we're off to a standard start. These are fuzzy pops, I think they're called, or fizzy. So I start by taking a really bad trade by Taliyah. I don't stand behind minions. Here I walk too far back and take another Q. And I'm like thinking at this point, what's wrong with me? I'm like inting a third of my health. And that's just being completely honest. It's been a while since I played against a Taliyah mid, but there's no reason for me to int like that. Because she hit 2, I need to respect her for her WQ, which is constantly threading here. So I can only sit back and wait for the wave to crash in and just miss the minions prior to hitting level 2 and getting a Q. Here I don't wait long enough, so I miss one of the minions. And my Q kinda dealt way too low damage. I kinda saw it, but I don't know, I kinda tossed it early. She hits level 3 and she kinda tends to threaten again with the same pattern, which is really obvious to her movements when you see her constantly move up in lane. So at this point I'm thinking I should try to hold the lane where it's at and then try to make sure to shove it so she doesn't roam. Unfortunately we already know where Elise is because she took their blue buff, no, our blue buff, sorry, and Taliyah's pathing bot lane, so I'm pinging my bot lane and I hope they ward in time to notice the 4-man dive and they don't get well, they don't lose too much on it or play it properly. But looking at the minimap, it looks like Lulu died with her flash on, and Aphilos only flashed towards the end. So they ended up dying, and in reality, I should have just stayed here and push out mid. I just tried to see if it takes long enough for them to stick around with low HP, so maybe I can pick 1 or 2 off. But I should have definitely stayed and shoved the mid there. So here, I know that the Elise is either gonna be Elise is most likely recalling and coming for the bottom scuttle, and their bot lane here either faked or they're coming up to help her. So we managed to find Elise here really early on, and we fight them. And luckily their bot lane hasn't recalled and they have everything on cooldown, so we end up getting a few kills here. Unfortunately, Lulu takes 2 of them, and I instantly flash out because I accidentally walk into Taliyah, and then I'm seeing if I can walk back in. So right now I'm sitting in a pretty good spot, but then I notice, if we take a quick look, I look at the mid and I notice this wave is kinda huge. So I need to stick around, and I'm hoping for another cookie proc, which I've already used, so I shouldn't. I just didn't look at the timer at this time around. Here she is threatening to kill me. She hits the W, but she takes tower. So I'm like, wait, what the fuck is she doing? And I stun her and I get a free kill. So I'm like, nice, this is a fucking inter, boys. And I get a free kill. So here I just try to shove out as efficiently as possible. It looks semi-efficient now looking back at it. And I try to just shove out quickly so I can reset, because I'm sitting on 1800 gold and I want my Ionian boots because everyone in their team is really squishy, and we have an Aphelios Lulu combo, and then we have a strong jungler, strong top lane, So we can definitely play to roam and let our team deal the damage. So I'm then buying an amplifying tome and then also a ruby crystal instead of dark seal, because I know if I ever get caught by Elise or Tali, they can burst me, but this way with the added HP I can maybe survive their burst. So I return to mid lane, and my game plan is again to try and reset this as quick as possible, because usually when you play against Tali they wanna shove and then they wanna roam. And I ping and I hope that she's not showing bot lane, which if memory serves correctly she won't. So I'm just holding the wave here and then she comes back from the top side. So I'm like, okay, nice, she isn't here. However, the Elise is here and I managed to dodge the cocoon, but the W clips me. And watch how much the ruby crystal does here. So here they kind of fuck up their aggro and I'm like, nice, I can kill both of them. Then looking at how she stepped, I knew I could clip her with Q far off and kill her. And if that wasn't the case, I was gonna wait and see if she panics Qs. If I run towards her, I dodge it and then I ult on top of her. Because her W has a relative long cooldown, so I would have most likely gotten her either way with my W back up as soon as I bait her Q on max range and make her panic. But luckily I managed to predict her movement and clip her based on how she was walking, so I got both of them as they dove. And that's all thanks to the ruby crystal, because it did a lot of damage. Here I accidentally lock a bit too quickly, but I probably wouldn't have gotten the kill. It would have been close if I got yellow and another auto or two with ignite, but it wouldn't have been enough to secure the kill. So I go back to base and I'm sitting right now at a really good spot. My team aren't doing too bad, like the Kane is doing alright, the Riven is kinda doing good as well. My bot lane is doing good for now, but the problem is Lulu has a lot of the kills, which really sucks, and it will be a frustrating point to add later on. Returning to mid, I have the same plan. Just shove, try to prevent Tali from roaming. I see that they're bot, but they're calling it off, and I don't want to panic ult because they have not initiated the dive, and Elise hasn't shown herself. So the best thing I can do here is try to shove out quickly and hope Elise isn't above me. But she spotted bot lane and Riven was above, so I was pretty safe to just shove it up. They shove it out from an upwards angle. Because Elise was revealed, I can get the pink and then I zone Tali so she can't roam bot. However, my jungler kinda ins, because I was paying attention to the minimap and he went in too deep. I managed to get Tali because she steps out too forward and I kill her because I'm really fed at this point and she doesn't really respect my damage, so that's just her being cocky or whatever. Here I see MF walking too far from the Fresh, so I know we can get Fresh and I'm hoping he doesn't have flash here. Here comes to one of the more frustrating points. So this guy is dead 100%, but the Lulu takes the kill. And this hard tilts our jungler. So he flashes and then they just start flaming each other. And this is really typical Diamond 1 behavior, and which is why it's really frustrating to play it on EU. Here I kinda like took the W. I was thinking about how mad the King got over the Lulu getting the kill, because Lulu was in the wrong. Lulu wrote, "You were too slow, that's why she took it," when the Fresh is dead 100%. And because I missed on the Fresh the kill, I thought, okay, we give it to Kane, and the Kane is gonna scale because it's a good champ, right? But then the Lulu takes it and it pisses me off a bit, but not as much as it pisses off the Kane, because the Kane is slightly gonna run it down and be pissed from here on onwards till we finish the game, and he's just gonna spam surrender as soon as it's up. And he's just really not happy about it. But I'm sitting at 5-0. I'm thinking if these diamond peakers fucking stop typing and they calm down, maybe I can carry them. So I CS, I watch Tali. She kinda wants to shove and roam again. That has been her entire pattern. but I'm really confident now because she has kind of thrown and she seems really bad when it comes to the 1v1, apart from level 1 and 2 when she poked and threatened me. A lot of the things she's done has just been misplay after misplay after misplay, so it's good. Here I run down to threaten with my R slightly and see if she moves forward to see if I can get her. She instantly flashes away and I almost get the kill. Because she doesn't know my R timer, I assume, and I don't want her to roam bot because I saw them fighting on the minimap. And at this point it's getting a bit frustrating because my Kayn is running it down. He went to 1v1 the Elise and die over Herald because he's still pissed over the Lulu. And my bot lane are fighting 2v2 and dying. And then they're later blaming that they're getting dove when clearly they weren't, because I paid attention to the minimap both now and in the game and they died outside the tower. Fighting for no reason when they have stronger 2v2 scaling and their mid laner literally won the game 1v2. The Riven is at an okay spot, but now she's falling behind and she's starting to lose out to the Trint. So at this point, I feel like I have 4 losing teammates. And Lulu having the 4 kills from the 2 kills earlier in Riven and then KSing Kayn is kinda really bad too. And it keeps pissing off the Kayn. Like he's playing really pissed for the entire duration of the game, which is really annoying. The bot lane comes mid. I'm watching top if I can come and R. So I walk top and then I flash to kill immediately the Trend and then we go on to the Elise. However, the Kayn steps forward for no reason and gets full comboed so Elise lives. If he stayed away she wouldn't walk forward and I would kill her before Fresh lanterns her. But because Kayn stepped forward she gained range with her Q distance and she got lanterned out. Here, I'm kinda like thinking what the fuck, there's no way they can kill me, right? And they summon the Herald, and I'm like, what are they doing? Like, they're not getting the tower. But apparently they have enough damage and I end up dying, which is really bad. But looking back on it, Elise and Fresh have, well, the majority of their kills on their team, so maybe it does make sense that I should be dying there. But I was pretty confident and I hoped I wouldn't get comboed too hard and I would maybe kill both or get 1-for-1 while protecting the tower. But it ended up being the case. Because I wasn't thinking too clearly after the Kayn was kinda kept pissing me off. Because it just keeps like fighting, inting. Because it's still pissed at Lulu at this point onwards. Lulu gets another kill bot, and I think they killed the Taliyah 2v1, so at least they're abusing the mid laner. But I still kinda feel annoyed, but I'm really fed, so I should be able to carry this. Here I'm thinking like, get out of my lane, I don't want you to take my farm, because you're 1 and 4 and you're just inting 2v2, so I'm gonna force you to go bottom, I don't care. And then the Lulu overstays and dies as well. Like she's there alone trying to CS or whatever, so I'm like thinking great. My Riven is 1 and 2 losing. My Kayn is inting, and my bot lane is also inting. And it just feels a bit doomed, but luckily they don't really have too many dragons as of yet. So I'm not too worried about them having soul too early on. I try to see what Kayn is up to so I can shadow him and see if my team wants to collapse or do something. And then I spot the Taliyah top. But my Riven ends up not clipping her, so she ults away and it's just really frustrating. I'm thinking maybe I should have ulted closer, but I didn't know if she had flash. So I ulted behind her because I thought I would be able to cancel her on the R. But my W kept following her instead of hitting her like first. So maybe I should have tried to Q her to get her off of the R, but I wasn't thinking at that point that my W would interact like that. My team are again fighting bot after the Taliyah roamed. She just straight ran bot because they have pinks. And I know this without even looking at the replay because their entire team has been there down for a while. And I just watched them try to kill me here. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, there's no way they're chasing me, right? But then I spot the Riven being low HP. So I go onto the Taliyah here, and then the Riven starts pinging me. But she would have been caught by the Trin nonetheless. The Trin was closely behind her. So the Riven was blaming me for pulling Taliyah up when Trin was literally like 1 pixel away, and it just felt really weird. So I'm like, dude, ping the other shitters. All of you are inters, right? Like the Lulu is inting, the Aphelia is inting, the Kayn is inting, the Riven is inting, and it's just really frustrating right now to play. But I'm still fed. Maybe I can turn it around. They only have 2 dragons, so I'm thinking positively at this point, even though I kind of feel frustrated playing with a bunch of D1 players because they have no idea how to calmly play the game and they are just pinging and blaming every other player. And I know I'm quick to blame also when other people play, but come on, I just want one human being when I'm fed, because this is easily carryable based on how enemy team have been playing. And my team has just been inting and throwing into them, so it's not something the enemy team have done correctly or proactively. I see Tali kinda inting again, so we go for a quick pick. Raven gets it, which is good because then she can maybe get back into the game and hold the trend. So it's a good thing I don't get the kill there. Here I believe I'm like 100 gold away from Lichbane, so I need this wave to get 2 items. But the Kayn is again pissed, so he's kinda inting me as well. And my CS is starting to really hurt at this point in the game and from onwards because my team is pissed, and because they're all kind of inting, it makes me run around the map to cover for them. And they just randomly take the waves without being in the same place for very long, and they take the waves that are crashing in towards them. So for example, now the only wave I can take is top lane, right? But since Kayn is pissed and inting, he is taking the wave. And I'm just losing out on waves that I'm not getting. But I'm still relatively strong. I'm 2 levels up on Tali, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe Kayn comes back into the game. At least he built Gore Drinker, so he's not too squishy even though he's blue Kayn. And he ends up killing Tali, which is fine. But it's just really frustrating to be denied XP and gold, because your team is just pissed and wants to int. So I'm getting punished rather than accelerating my lead to carry this game. I spot Trin here, and I hope my team reacts. And maybe I should have ran to Lulu, but I wanted to run to Riven for Riven to stun him. But I don't know if Riven had cooldowns or if she's just brain dead. So I wish I ran to Lulu here. So I'm like actually not happy about that one. However, my team kinda ends up playing this team fight well. And by the looks of it, the enemy team kinda fucked up their movements a lot. Here I'm thinking they should win very hard. Oh, Fresh actually made a beautiful play, which extended the Aphelia staying in MF ult. The Kayn, however, he misses his flash Q on them, and then he ends up dying instead. And Taliyah ends up getting 2 kills, so she's slowly coming back into the game, but it's fine, because she's been playing really well, really bad, I mean. So I'm not really too worried about her doing anything. Here the Riven kinda wants to share XP or like take my CS or something. It's just really weird. And you can see I barely like CS for 3 minutes now. It just feels really bad. And here I'm thinking, okay, I need to see. So I'm like thinking, even if Tali catches me, maybe I can react to it. But then for some reason she's above me. And I'm like thinking, wait, what's she doing? Like, I'm just gonna kill her. We see Elise here too. and we end up catching her, but my team can't kill her because she gets lanterned out. And now if I look at my team instead, the Kane proceeds to int like usual. He held his R when the hook is mid-air, and then he gets caught when we can do Infernal. So it's just a really weird player that keeps on inting, keeps on taking farm, and he's making the game harder. Here I'm hovering to see if they're coming from this angle. So I proceed to stun the Trid here, and then I play around the wall in my cooldowns here to wait. I missed one rotation on goal because I didn't react it properly, and then I see them chasing, so I'm thinking I should ult here behind them and zone MF upwards and the Elise. This way we can kill the Fresh and we can secure the Infernal no matter if we kill the Elise or MF, because they will be away from the Infernal. Then Elise, Taliyah rejoins us here, and she ends up getting caught as well. And she has really no realistic damage to burst me, so I end up making a super intellectual play position-wise and ult-wise to secure kill and play efficiently this team fight out by staying even if I have low HP, because I have the red buff ticking, and I just played safely to secure the picks on the enemy team because they're all squishy, and even if my team is behind we can kill them if we just play properly, because individually their champs aren't that strong. Like if Elise misses the cocoon, she won't really one-shot someone without risking dying herself. Fresh is mostly his Q, and then the rest of his spells is either to zone and save. And MF didn't have her R or flash, so she can't play too aggressive as well. So that's why I knew after we got the Trin we can win the 4v4 despite Kane inting. Kane ends up taking the top wave again. Meanwhile, this is like happening when he respawns, so I take his golems because I still need farm. I think like since 17 minutes I've been at like 1 and 10 CS. So for 5 minutes straight I've only gained 20 or 30 CS, if not less. And it just feels really tragic, but at this point I only need RFC, and then maybe I can go into Measure, because I don't feel like I need Measure right now. I just need RFC and keep dictating the pace like I have to carry my team accordingly. If I just play smart and keep playing as I have. Because the enemy team have shown weaknesses whenever they fight or group, and they have allowed us to pick them and come back into the game. So I'm the strong and consistent link in my team. I kind of stay for this wave because I see everyone, and right now I can sell my corruption potion for RFC, so that's why I stayed there for my wave, and I hope that they don't end up getting caught before I buy it. Here I join my team because the top wave is gonna shove for a while and there's no way in me getting any farm. I look if we can get some sort of pick, and I'm thinking maybe we can blow the R on Trind. So I go on him with Riven, but then I step back because I see Taliyah ulting and them zoning. I should be here quicker because I didn't pay attention to the Taliyah ult blocking them. We end up getting Fresh, and Kane and Riven are both zoning really well and pulling the enemy team away. So we end up getting most of their players here, and we can go and secure Baron now. But another problem here is I think my team is a bit hesitant to do Baron, if I remember. Oh no, we do Baron immediately. I think I might be thinking of a different time or game. We end up rushing Baron here and getting it. I'm just hoping Elise didn't snuck behind, but it's very unlikely. We end up securing it, and I go top lane. And I see this Kane, he's again just wants to int me. Here I hold because I'm like, fuck it, I'm at least securing the cannon. And then I end up pushing the wave with him. And this just really sucks because he keeps taking my farm, and I keep being low CS, as you guys can tell. Like, I'm behind over 100 CS if we look at perfect CS per minute. Because minimum you should be theoretically 10, but I could easily be like 280 CS now if I played, so I could have almost double my farm essentially. But Kane has been taking so many waves, so I end up going back to golems trying to take them. But then I see Elise and Taliyah are trying to rush me here. So I'm sticking around to see if they want to dive me, because I'm relatively safe. And then I look if bot lane wants to come and maybe we can collapse on them. The only problem here is I'm kinda running out of mana. And then I see Elise here, so I'm like thinking, wait, I can catch her. But then she cocoons instantly, and luckily the fresh doesn't try to hook me. So I end up being alive. But then Aphelios ends up getting caught, and I notice we can fight them here. So I go and kill them on fresh, and then we got Taliyah as well, which I believe Riven came from below and killed her, looking at the minimap. Here I know that I can catch MF because I was paying attention to her recall and clearing the wave, and then she kinda gets a nasty Q and auto crit, so I'm like, wait, like, I'm almost getting bursted when I'm one-shotting her as well. So it feels a bit weird, but this allows me to remove MF and then rush towards Dragon, and my team can secure the Infernal, so we're sitting at 2 dragons equally. So my team is definitely coming back into the game. The Riven has stabilized, even the Kayn is now more fed and ahead of Elise, but it's mainly because of the enemy team fucking up way too many times, and because Kayn has been soaking my supposed XP and gold, which is really bad. Here I kinda don't care if Tali goes on me. I know we can maybe get Elise, and then I can go and kill Tali here. So I go and do just that. But this Thresh has been playing really well on saving people with his lanterns and being in the right spot, so we don't end up getting him. I'm kinda low on mana, so I wanna see if someone steps up or fuck up, so I'm baiting around the ranged minions to make them shield the fresh Q as we get the tower. And here I'm kinda like questioning because I remember Aphelios taking their blue and I'm like, why is this guy even griefing me? Like, I need a blue buff, boys. Like, I've been low on mana most of these fights because they're taking prolonged fights and we're getting picks on them. So me not having blue kinda sucks. But then again, I'm really fed. I'm in a good point. I can just relax. It's just really frustrating to play with these players because the Riven was like 1 and 3. The Kayn has been inting me the entire game after the Lulu inted him, and my Lulu has KS'd and taken kills while getting caught herself, and the Aphelios has been just really bad as well. Here I try to proc the Electrocute with my Proto Belt, and I barely kill her, but Kayn manages to get the kill, and then again he's refusing to play safe. It's not that he didn't fail his ult, he had 1 second on it before it was back up. Then here we end up catching them, and I miss my Q slightly on both the targets because I tried to split it intuitively. I wasn't really thinking. I only thought of it after I pressed Q, so I thought about it more like I press Q, I try to get both, but I should have just essentially gotten one of them. But I had already pressed it before, so my mind kinda let go for a second and I just did that. My entire team is dead again. They overextended, and it's just really annoying. And I'm finding myself on low mana again, so I can't really properly push out or stay. But I'm building towards Rabadon, and then I should be good to go because I will be full build and really strong. But my team kinda screwed up again, the Kayn kinda inted again, the Riven overstayed. It's just really painful to play with them, but I just need to be relaxed and do like I have the entire game and it will be fine. Here I know that the Trin doesn't have his aura up, so me and Kayn kill him. And I ping Baron. Okay, this is what I remember now. This is the Baron. So we end up killing the Trin and I ping the Baron timer. So theoretically we have, I think, about 10 or 12 seconds, if I remember correctly, when Baron spawns of Tryndamere being dead. And looking at the enemy team comp with me having RFC and us having Kayn, we can easily catch them to get a couple of kills. Luckily, however, though, the Taliyah is still inting just like the Kayn is, and we end up catching her. So I'm thinking, okay, two of them are dead now, there's no way we're not getting Baron, right? The MF goes for a cheeky auto attack on me, and but it's fine. I'm not really too worried about someone being in the bush, but I queue it anyway just for safety precautions. The Lulu popped the plant, and I'm more looking at the minimap before I take it. And I'm pinging my team, let's go Baron, but my Aphelios and my Riven are like bot lane for some reason, and then the Kayn kinda wants to disengage, and we end up burning the Lantern off Fresh and Elise Repel. So now we can safely do Baron because they're surely not gonna go and try and steal it, but they end up wanting to try and fight us here. I get zoned by MF and I can't really walk down there because I don't have vision to stun the Trin in fog. I walk back into the pit to dodge the MFR, and right now I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna go behind and try to kill MF. So I end up doing so with Riven. Then I try to see if I can catch Elise, but Elise is not running away. So here I catch the Trin who's not paying attention to me, and we end up also killing the Tali. So here we have aced them, and I look at the way bot lane, so I start sprinting bot with Riven because we know we can end the game based on their timers alone. And this is how the game will end. So I want to thank you guys for watching this replay of me slightly venting and showing how you can carry 4 people that are misperforming, especially when your jungler is intentionally inting you based on something your support did. Then your bot lane is inting because they keep losing 2v2 and Lulu is keep taking the kills and then staying bot and getting killed herself, which was really annoying and frustrating to deal with this game. But luckily I ended up outperforming the Tali really hard, which I should because, well, she's D1 player, so I should because I peaked higher. But I ended outperforming her really hard, and then she was kinda inting the equal amount to Kayn, and Kayn got back from inting me and taking my XP and gold, which luckily didn't affect my carry potential because I was already fed. So I managed to get almost full build in the end and carry the game accordingly, which was really cool but really frustrating considering how my teammates played and how they chose to int and piss each other off during the game. So for a second time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, this was a D1 game, and this is typical how D1 games feel on Europe, which is why it's a really boring and frustrating elo. It's not hard, these players are not good, it's just really boring to deal with egoistic players like these ones who are just blaming others. But I got that fault myself and I'm quick to blame, so it's something I definitely have to work on. And at least through this game I showcased that it's possible to carry them. So see you guys in the next.